What is going on, y'all? Joe Johnston here from Speaker Scale, and I am with my friend, the great Marie. I'm not even going to attempt to say the last name because I'd probably butcher it, but let me turn things, Marie, over to you. You could say your full name and tell us a little bit about, what you do. Obviously, we've been working together here at Speaker Scale for a couple months. You can tell us a little bit about your journey and where you're at with everything. So, yeah, let me turn things over to you, my friend.
Well, I first want to start with the gratitude. Thank you so much, and for just allowing me to be part of such a wonderful network of people. When they say you are your circle, it's truly true. The moment I met you, I feel like my business went to the next level. So before we start, I just want to acknowledge what you have, the role that you have played, and the role that your company has played in my journey through accomplishing my goals.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
mhm.
Well, it goes right back to you though, because it didn't just go to the next level by you just coming in and, magic. There's a little bit of that, but you
Yes,
came in and you put in the work and gosh, you were posting on LinkedIn right away and I saw the videos and it was like by the second you got in, I just started seeing you everywhere. So, talk to us a little bit, from a business perspective, where things were at when we first had our conversation a few months ago. And then, I mean, there's been so much goodness that's kind of gone on what kind of that transformation has looked like, where things are at now, and then we can get into the nitty gritty.
yes, yes. My name is Marie Tomo Quintanilla, and I always say I help people and organizations overcome life challenges with positive attitude and resiliency. And before I started my journey with Joe here, I was just focused on using my story to touch 6 million souls. So that's what the big goal was through speaking on stages. And I love teaching, training people, coaching. So I added that to my business. And I was trying to get away from my HR background. I have an MBA. I worked as an HR consultant for years. And I was trying to get away from that. And I remember my first week, I had my meeting with Joe, and he said to me, "Don't run away from that, add it to the business." And I think that was one of the most really a gift that you brought out in my business. And also it was very important, even though I've been speaking for 13 years, I've been part of American Cancer Society for 13 years as a speaker and an ambassador. I still didn't really have like a day-to-day, even though I would write down my goals and what I need to do, my plan, but I really didn't know how to keep myself organized. I didn't have a system in place. And Joe really was like, no, we got to have a system in place. And right away, I started taking the training and I let go of my ego, not coming in thinking I know it all. I've been doing this for 13 years. And, I was open to the coaching. I was open to learning. I was open to stop what I'm doing and follow what they're doing because it's working, obviously, and take it from there. And I think that was the biggest thing that really helped me was coming in, being open to learning and being open to be coached. So he would tell me, add to it. And it did work because I didn't even think about talking to ERG groups. He's the one, Joe was like, hey, your background is in HR. Maybe that's something that you should pursue. And right away, I started the training, followed everything, did my LinkedIn, followed all the steps that they were teaching me to do. I followed it. And I think that's important. There's a difference signing up, but you also have to do what they're telling you to do. I know sometimes we don't want to do those things. We don't want to post videos. We don't want to change your LinkedIn, and all those things matter. The little details that they're teaching matters. The software that they're suggesting for us to use, it just makes our life a little easier, where it's more seamlessly, where we're not just going, "Ooh, who did I talk to last week?" But you really are running your business. It's not easy to run a business, but when you have systems in place, it's a lot easier. So I think if there's three things that I took from the experience of working with Joe is that one, be coachable, and two, do what they do what they're telling you to do. Don't try to take the shortcut. Do the video, even if you feel uncomfortable. Do with them because it works. And then three, just really just while you're doing it, when you get it and you have questions, ask. Don't feel ashamed, just ask. So those are the things that has really helped me.
I love it. You know, Marie, and everything you said in there, it's like I always say all the time in these videos, it's like it goes both ways, you know, and it's shocking to me how often people will come in, and you've probably experienced this as a coach, is people will come into something, they'll invest, and they think just because they made the investment, the transaction, that, you know, there's a magic elixir and things are going to change. And, you know, I just want to put back to you, Marie, is sure, all the information and the stuff that we give is, yeah, great, you know, and it's helpful, but it's always just so fulfilling and exciting when I get to talk to folks like yourself or, you know, Kevin McShann or Dr. Angela or, you know, the dozens of other clients that we've worked with that came in were, and we saw this. I saw this with you, you know, on the front end. You're passionate about your message. You know, you're at a point, I remember you were very vulnerable. You know, I'm struggling with this. I've done this and this. And it was, you know, I told you, it's like, hey, if you come in here and you follow this process, I promise you it will work. I can't tell you when, I can't tell if it's going to happen tomorrow, but I promise you it will. And I mean, you saw so many wins so early on, I feel like, you know, because one, you were taking massive action. And it's just to your point, there's also that spiritual component. You were open to it, open to receiving, open to all this abundance. And that kind of came in. So I just want to put it back to you is that I'm so grateful as well. And we're so grateful as well to get to work with clients like yourself who come in and put in the work and as a result, see the results on the back end. So let's kind of go into a little bit of like the nitty gritty of like, what results have you seen? You know, we were just talking about one of the ERG groups. We've talked about, you know, some of the HR stuff, but based off of kind of what we've been teaching and working through, what are some of the results that you've seen on your end and some tangible kind of things of, you know, monetary return, gigs booked, and some transformation that you've seen on that end?
Yes. And thank you for that question. But what I realized was all of us are in different places in our lives. Some of us are able to travel as speakers. For me, I have two girls. One is 7 and one is 2. So had to really be honest with myself. Do I want to be gone um, all the time? Probably not, because they still need mommy, right? So I really had to tailor my business more to either doing speaking more locally, right? Or also online, or creating a business where I'm still able to do what I love and make consistent money. That was my goal. My goal was making consistent money. So not just having maybe every 3 months having a check from a speaking gig, but how can I take my skill of love to impact with my voice and the wisdoms that God has given me? How am I able to do it? So I started thinking, where can I go? Okay, the ERE groups, I can do it online. So that's perfect. That fits, and I can still raise my kids. And I thought to myself, okay, what else can I do? I could do colleges, local colleges here. And it came to mind, I've been mentoring students, business students here in California, CSUN University here. And I thought to myself, maybe I should ask them if I could start something with them. And all this came about by just, brainstorming. So I approached them and I said, hey, is there any way I can have C coaching come in and we can do, not just because I don't get paid for the internships, interning, the kids coming in and me being their mentor. I said, there's got to be a way where I can get paid, right? And right away they said, you can come in as a guest speaker, we'll pay you for that. But I said, no, I want to be fed every week or every month. I want income to come in. I have bills. And then I brought up a proposal where I can maybe do a program where I can come in once a month, or that I can just teach and inspire the kids. And right away they said, we have a passport program where every group of students that come in, you can take on the journey until they graduate. So that's a consistent income for you. So I said, wow, that's great, because I didn't even know about the passport program, but I would have not ever known if I didn't send in the proposal for speaking gig. So that alone is every year I can renew my contract with them. And so that's an income that's coming in every month now. And with the ERG groups, I have one in New York that has me coming in every month, and they have 6 different groups. So that alone, each group, I'm taking in about 1,500. I know it sounds small, but it adds up. And hopefully I can renegotiate the contract later. But the goal is I wanted something that was consistent every month. So those two alone are consistent every month for me. And then I thought to myself, if I'm going to be doing HR presentation and payroll presentation, why not ask other companies that are doing this to have software in place that I can offer to my clients instead of just speaking? I can now say, hey, now that we're done with your engagement and retention issues, by the way, we have I have a partnership with Heartland where you can use their software. So the software will help you from hiring to retiring. So that will make your life easier, your leadership. So not only that I'm giving them a value of my training and my speaking, but also I'm giving them solutions. And then with that, my relationship with Heartland, I get paid to do it. So not only that I'm getting my speaking fees, but I'm also getting a paycheck for mentioning their software for these businesses. So those three big contracts definitely had put me every month to $10,000 a month. And so that's a consistent income for me. And that's what I wanted. I remember I was telling you in our first meeting that I wanted to make 10,000 every month, right? At least.
And you did it pretty quick. You know what I mean? And I think that the interesting thing here, Marie, is like, and we talked about this and we had conversations, is that there's still a capacity of speaking. It might not have been maybe how you envisioned it, but get into the spiritual component, that's not how it always shows up. And that you were open to different models and different ways to structure the business. And now that's led to opportunities, right? That's led to the opportunities with this recurring revenue. That's led to the opportunities with this ERG group that I'd love for you to chat about in this multi-pronged deal that's virtual and that actually might be working, might be a better fit for you and kind of what things look like. So, that openness to kind of pivoting and shifting and how things kind of look. So, give us kind of the snapshot, and we'll wrap up here of what things look like now, ballpark of an amount through all these different sources of how much business you've been able to add through working with us over the past couple months. And then just really the high level of what your business looks like now in terms of the interns, in terms of the structure and the systems that you have in place, the lead gen, the marketing, how all that's looking for you going forward. So yeah, like the high level of kind of what things have looked like, how much business you've been able to add the past couple months, and what things are looking like for you going forward.
Yeah, and by the way, I just forgot to mention yesterday I also signed a contract with Lending Street. They give if a business is having problems with financing, they give them money to continue to go. So if I went and did a maybe they're saying they're having budget issue to hire me. So Lending Street, I partnered up with them with my company, and I get to help them get funds through my business, and also I get paid on that. So all these different avenues that was added to the business, I'm now averaging anywhere from 10 to 20. So that is 10 to 20. My goal was 10, and I went over it by signing my contract yesterday with Lending Street. So I am really grateful because it's not just about the money, but also being able to give back. Like, where with American Cancer Society, I'm speaking and I'm giving back, I'm not getting paid. But with my interns, I have 5 interns from CSUN that just joined me. So yesterday, my goal was, okay, now that we have all these different things, it all comes down to me speaking, but it's not only coaching people, but coaching businesses. And then now we have the software part of it. So I assign each intern in their own department to help me. So one will be helping me with just booking me for corporate accounts, and one will be helping me with the events. I have a retreat in November 1st, Rise and Thrive. So one will be helping me with that only. And the other one will be helping me with the women's group, where she will be hunting to find me gigs just for women's where I can go speak. So I have assigned each intern with their department. So they're all my business partners. They're not just an interns, they're my business partners. So and that's a huge blessing for me because they're out there hunting and calling, emailing, helping me. It's not that I'm not doing it, but it helps that I have them doing it with me. And not only that, I'm helping them get their credit, their 135 units to graduate from college. And in return, they're helping me build my business. So it's a win-win situation. So I feel like not only having these accounts that are going to be making me money, but also hopefully I will be a blessing to teach them, for them, giving them a role where a leadership role in my company, where they would take ownership and strategize and not just learn in the classroom, but bringing it. And by the time they're done, hopefully they'll go and be a VP in some company, and hopefully I played a little part in that.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's incredible. Well, Marie, it's been incredible to just see your success. And again, I feel like it's almost like it's been like overnight. You know what I mean? But also I know that's not true because I know how long you've been working at this, but it really feels like it was just magic of like, when we got together, I remember our first conversation and how passionate you were and wanted things to work. And, there was just something that was slightly off. And then it literally feels like in a matter of months, I mean,
Yeah.
things have just blown up, and I think there's a combination of factors at play. And for us to be a part of that has just been an incredible honor. And it's been so great to see you and your success and you growing. And I'm excited to see how you continue to grow down the line here. So, any
Yeah.
final words for anyone who might be thinking of, on the fence of potentially joining us, or maybe where you were before kind of starting with us, and what you would kind of recommend with them specifically?
Yes. I would say it doesn't matter how much experience you have, there's always something you can learn, right? We don't know all the answers. I always say I'm a lifetime learner. And also just being around like minded people, people that are doing the same thing you want to do. It's so powerful because you're able to take from what they're doing and hopefully you're able to add to what they're doing. I think by you joining, first of all, one thing that I learned from this experience is being open,
Mm,
because we all want to be on stage, we all want to go and travel and do all these things, but we also have to be open to maybe doing what we love in a different way. So being open to it, and because we will get there, but it may not be the way that we think it should be. So I think if I had to give one last thing is being open, be coachable, and be around like-minded people.
I love it. It's incredible. Yeah, and if the mission is to impact, and if we stay open to how that impact comes, the stages will come, like we've talked about, right? Those stages will come, the big stages that you want. You have some of those coming up, but also in
Yeah.
the time in between, what does the impact look like? And even as something as simple as impacting on a coaching call or impacting a team member, right? It's like if we all know what our common kind of why is and what we're coming from, then how we deliver that can come out in a variety of different ways. So I love it. It's been so great to see your success, Marie. Again, guys, Joe Johnston here from Speaker Scale, and we will chat with you all soon. Thanks so much, Marie.